Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tier 2 of Breakout Racing League's equal tiers. Um, yeah, so qualifying just got underway. I'm kind of late, my bad. But we have here with me, we have Miniko and Ritzy, who already raced in Tier 1. So I guess we can just start off with that. How was Tier 1, boys?
Terrible.
Chaos. Yeah.
It could have been a whole lot better, but nonetheless, it was still. I mean, obviously, I love this track. I wanted to do better, but things just don't go that way, to put it simply. By the way, I wanted to quickly mention we already had a crash here in qualifying. Rovera's just crashed into the castle section. That's the first track retirement, at least, in the
I think
race.
we've had 3 retirements or Groggy and Potato in the pits.
I don't know if Potato crashed, but
I believe Groggy and Potato both did retire in the pits. They decided to start at the back by the looks of it, so that's their plan.
question mark challenge, baby.
So we have 3 retirements, barely starting this qualifying session.
Yeah, I say that's off to a great start. But right now we have BRL Skeppy, one of our owners here in BRL, coming through the final race. Absolutely plows into the wall for some reason, but now he should be opening DRS in a couple meters with that wide open. Now he's gonna head towards the line. Let's see what lap he can do. TTM and Ardell currently on pole with a 0.5, and Skeppy goes P4 with a 41.7. So yeah, everyone's starting to get their laps in. I guess something we can talk about is strategy and safety cars.
I mean, safety cars are really going to play a part in this race. This track is absolutely known for safety cars, not only in real life, but also in Breakout Racing League in and of itself. I mean, the past couple of seasons, we've pretty much maxed out the amount of safety cars, so it could definitely happen again. We have a yellow flag in Sector 2. I believe that's just for Cole Carnival getting out of the way. Oh, no, he's lost his front wing, actually. So, yeah, that's going to play a part. Losing front wings and losing your car, pretty much, that's really going to play a factor in how this race is going to go. If there isn't a safety car, which I highly doubt, it should be a simple one-stop, but nothing's ever simple around here.
Yep, that's for sure. We had two examples of not very simple races that I witnessed. Tier 1 earlier today and Realistic, which I think you were part of both races there, Miniko.
I was, and I crashed in Realistic, and I didn't exactly do well in Tier 1, so not the best of times, but yes, I did race both.
Yep, unfortunate things for one of our co-comps today, but Vosge goes P6 with a 0.7 and No Limit goes provisional pole with a 0.0, so I guess that's another thing we can go over. You guys think we're going to reach the mid-39s in Tier 2?
I guess we'll have to wait and see what these drivers are capable of in this qualifying session. I would think maybe like high 39s.
Yep, so a long way to go. But yeah, I guess we can just talk about the track now. Obviously, we have the infamous castle section as Sky just taps the wall here nearing the end of the castle section. But yeah, it's a very tough place to go through with how tight it is. And then you also have here now the esports corner, where in prior games we were able to take all of the curb, but yeah, as you can see now, you are not able to as Sky goes into the wall nearing the end of his lap. But yeah, what are your guys' opinions on this track?
Well, I mean, just driving this track in general, it's obviously very, very tricky, as we've already seen quite a few times. But once you really get into the rhythm, it honestly is a very nice track to drive. But it's hard to get into a rhythm considering what goes on. But as I've already said quite a couple times, I'm a fan of this track. Obviously, this is where I got my first win here in Breakout Racing League in and of itself. So, I mean, yeah, some fond memories. But, yeah, this track, it's difficult. A lot of 90-degree corners, but you can definitely get something out of this if you just keep it out of the barrier.
Yep, for sure. How about you, Ritzy?
Yeah, it's a very tight, twisty track, which is difficult for the car in and of itself, considering you have one of the longest straights on the calendar, and then you have corners which are barely wide enough to fit one car. So it's definitely a challenging track, but yeah, that's why it's so prone to safety cars, as we saw in Tier 1, Realistic, and past seasons.
So yeah. Well, right now we have 3 retirements, obviously, as you can see. And then I think Bullet hopped up into P2 not too long ago. He'll flag somewhere. That's a Ferrari that's on straight, I think. That is, as Veron's going, or is well into the escape road, pulling a bit of a Mahavir anything, but he should be getting that going. He's currently on his outlap. I guess we can go into predictions right now. We have what, 10 or so minutes left. Who do you guys think will grab pole?
Honestly, I have no idea. Because the past 4 rounds, I believe we've had 4 different pole sitters in every single race. So you can't really decide exactly who is going to get pole. Right now, the favorite seems to be No Limit, and No Limit's been on quite a good form, has the McLaren. He's won the past 2 races in a row, so he's definitely looking pretty pacey, along with Ron. Ron's been in the mix somewhat there, but he could be the favorite for pole, but honestly, you can't really predict that kind of stuff, so I have no idea.
I mean, so far, No Limit looks like he just has the track down, having a 3/10 margin down to second, but obviously the track hasn't evolved yet, and I don't think everyone has done a lap. So we'll have to see. I would like to cheer on the reigning champion Veyron to see what he could do if he could keep defending his title, as he's currently in 3rd overall, but I don't know, it's going to be tough for him to improve by a large margin if he wants to pole.
Yep. Yep. Oh, as we already have a spin, we have Cold Carnival. Spun right round, going, what was that, turn 3? I think it's turn 3. I think that's
Yes,
where
it
you
is.
crashed, Nico, in realistic.
Yeah, I did the exact same thing he did, actually. I just lost the rear. Obviously, slow corners really seem to be a tricky, I can't figure out the words. Okay, it's very tricky for these cars in this game to go around slow speed, because obviously with the ground effect, they're more for high speed. So low speed isn't entirely the easiest, and that's been proven in this game many times, myself included. But yeah, I clearly just looped it, as he nearly did it again, but saved the car. Yeah, just low speed. This track has a lot of low speed corners, but yeah, that's really going to be a deciding factor.
Yep, for sure. I guess another factor with the race, as we're about to get into in a couple minutes' time, is tire wear. Obviously, this track, for the past couple games, has been known for having completely horrific rear tire wear, and I think that's the same for this game, yes?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, rear tire wear is horrendous.
Yep, so traction will definitely be something to tame going through the race, as well as getting into a rhythm, as Menico stated a couple minutes ago. But in terms of something new, a new feature in this game is bottoming out. Are there many sections in this track where you bottom out?
I don't believe so. Like, maybe you can feel the car a little bit down the straights, but I think you just have to be careful with the curbs as well. Actually, speaking of the exit curbs in the final actual corner of the track, you can easily bottom out and just lose the rear there.
I've seen a couple occasions there where people have bottomed out. I think one was Cookie a couple, I think in realistic and in tier 2 or tier 1 where he bottomed out. But yeah, around, I think in like 2 or so minutes, everyone will be headed to their final laps. But right now, No Limit still remains ahead. Veyron very close behind with also 0.0. And then behind Veyron, we have Bullet with a 0.3, Skeppy 0.5, and Ardell with a 0.5 as well. That's your top 5. So yeah, I guess we can talk about our championship leader and I guess McLaren as a whole. Do you think Ron will be able to do well here today?
Well, I think it's just a matter of what he does on this track. Obviously, if there's one thing Ron is known for in this tier, is his consistency and his ability to avoid major incidents. That's why he's in the position where he is. He's never finished outside the top 4 once. As to whether that'll happen here tonight, it's completely unknown. But he hasn't finished outside the top 4, and the reason why is because everyone's been losing their cool, whereas Ron has done the exact opposite, and he's kept it. And, well, that's why he's the championship leader. No Limit, though. He is hot on his tail, only 6 points behind. So, No Limit can definitely challenge his teammate, but Ron, he just has to keep it consistent, keep his cool, and that can definitely get him a good result. But it's Baku. Nothing's ever that simple.
Indeed, obviously.
Yeah, considering the amount of safety cars and chaos that we can see just from one driver going into the castle section and going into any of the walls that are very tight around the track limits, it can ruin anyone's strategy, and we'll have to see if Ron can do what he's done best.
Yep, Ron is very well known for playing the patient game quite often, and I think that led to him.
Yeah, speaking of the patient game, he's currently the only one who hasn't set a lap, so I think he might be waiting until the final minute just to get one good lap and see what he can do.
Yep. Well, that was a bit of a cut from Vosges in the final corner, but yeah, Ron is a very patient man when it comes to racing. Just when it comes to tracks where he doesn't like and where he's not confident, it doesn't matter. He's gonna find his way into the points. So yeah, I think Ron will be a very good contender today for the win. But yeah, right now everyone into the pits, setting up for their final runs here in qualifying. Obviously, the grip is going to be higher than at the beginning of qualifying. Yeah.
By the looks of it right now, everyone's slowly starting to leave the pits. We already have two drivers, that being Colt Carnival and Bullet. Bullet being the first driver out of the pit, so he's going to be the sole driver to complete the first lap, though they've got quite a bit of a distance between everyone else, because not everyone's left the pits. I think No Limit is leaving the pits. No, that's Ron. Nope, never mind, that was wrong. No Limit is now leaving the pits as well, so I think this is around the time where everyone is now going to do their lap, and one final lap to go for pole.
Yep, a couple minutes left in qualifying here. Obviously, this is a short qualifying format. Only Realistic has the full qualifying format, but yeah, everyone is starting to get out on track, put in their final runs, and I don't know, maybe we'll see some people get really, really close to the wall and maybe even crash.
Yeah, hopefully they don't crash in themselves, but they will definitely spice up the qualifying.
I mean, who doesn't love a good amount of spice? Like, I think everyone would like quite a bit of spice in qualifying, and I'm pretty sure that's exactly what we're going to get, because if there's one thing that we know about this track is that track evolution is massive. So what I did in Tier 1, I had like a 39.9, and I improved by like 7/10 to do no, like 6/10 at least, to do a 39.3. So it's just a matter of timing it right, and that is what everyone's going to try to do. And Bullet is going to be the first driver to be on his lap, and following behind him, Colt Carnival, and then you got the sea of outlaps.
Yep.
Yeah, and something interesting I noticed is that I don't think Ron's going to set a lap at all. He's stuck in the pits and it's far too late for him to get out now, so he wants to start from the back and try to avoid the chaos like Roggy and Potato.
Yep, I think that's actually a pretty good plan here in Baku to let all the chaos happen in front of you, as Skizzer, the Realistic winner and Tier 1 winner, witnessed in the Realistic race. He let everyone collide with each other and crash with each other, and then eventually won the race at the end. So yeah, the 4 retirements, I guess you can say, as Ron isn't setting lap, are going with the patient game.
Yeah, and according to Groggy and Potato, this strategy has worked for them before in last season, so we'll have to see if they can pull it off again as Bullet gets very close to the wall.
Yep, now going through the final corner, gets a bit on the curb but does not bottom out, luckily. Now going through the the final bits of the lap. I think this section in the race can get very tough, especially with the high tire wear. So we have to look out for that, as incidents can happen there. But Bullet has the DRS wide open, now going down into the going down the main straight and across the line. He does not improve position, but he does improve his lap time to a 0.2. As now we go down to Cold Carnival, who also has DRS now wide open, going down the main straight, coming across the line. He does not improve position either.
Bullet lost a lot of time through Sector 2. He was 5/10 up at the Sector 1 split, but then lost a total of 4/10 through Sector 2, and that's pretty much what's cost him. He was on a flyer, and then he just made a mistake through the castle section, and that absolutely ruined it. No Limit, though, he's crossed the Sector 2 split. He's a little bit down, and he loses the car, and he's in the wall.
He completely bottomed out on the curve, I believe, and just or either that or too impatient for the throttle.
Yeah, he completely went over the curb, and as we mentioned earlier, bottoming out. One of those corners is the
Ooh,
final corner.
as Skeppy also loses the car into esports corner out on the exit. It's completely wrecked. We have 2 crashes so far.
Ardell's up. He's down to purple sector 2. He's got a little bit of slipstream, by the way. Can he go
Ooh,
for
as we
pole,
have
possibly? He does!
Ooh.
There we go! Someone finally hits the 39s. It's Ardell with a 39.9.
And we have another retirement out of the same corner. So we have a lot of crashes going on, and good job to Ardell for being able to reach the 39 mark.
Yep, here comes NGT Blacks coming across the line. Goes P5 with a .2. Who is next across the line? I think that's a Red Bull. That is. It's Solar.
It is Solar, yeah.
He's gonna pull into the pits.
Ozzy
The
pits.
is next. Oh, goes straight into the wall. Oh my lord. Veron
He's
goes
gone.
on pole with a .9, so he takes it away from Ardell. And then I think the next one coming across the line is Vosges, and he's into the pits. But I think that's qualifying over.
It's hard to
looks
say
like
Full
it, yeah.
Carnival's on another lap, though. He might be quite a bit too down to really improve, so he's going to pull right into pits. Yep, that's qualifying over. Veyron on pole for, I believe, the first time, actually.
Yeah, so pretty good lap from...
Actually, no, it's the second time, my mistake.
Awesome, yeah, close enough. But pretty good lap from your reigning Tier 2 champion. I don't know where he is in the stand. Actually, let me check. Oh, he's third.
He
Okay.
is currently third, yeah.
Yeah, so pretty far up there. Pretty high up there, but yeah. That qualifying, Veron snags it away from Ardell, and then No Limit, who has crashed, settles for P3 with a .0. But yeah, we did enter the 39s, but we did not get nowhere near the mid 39s as I thought we would reach. But yeah, there you have it. Qualifying is over, and we have Veron in the Ferrari on pole with 39.9, Ardell P2, No Limit P3, Bullet P4 with a Mexican second row, and then we have Blacks P5, Skeppy our owner P6, Solar P7, Wingo P8, Sky P9, and Vosges P10. Carnival wasn't able to improve his lap. That's him in P11, and then your four guys who didn't lap time are Groggy, Rovera, Ron, and Potato, who are going for the patient game. So yeah, there you have it. I don't know what button it was. I think it was this one. It is. All right. So yeah, we shall see you in the race. All right, as everyone is loading into the lobby and putting in, or actually they're adjusting their setups, I think most likely, probably, and getting their setups, or getting their strategy correct and their fuel correct. I guess something we can go over is how much fuel do the drivers save here?
Honestly, I don't really have much information on that due to the fact that every race I've been in, there's been a safety car, so I'm not entirely sure. I think the best strategy to go to plan for a safety car is definitely to underfuel, because you're going to save a lot of fuel when you're behind the safety car. So that's going to be a deciding factor. Who's going to underfuel the most, and will still have fuel at the end to make it to the checker flag.
Yep, indeed. I don't think we have formation lap, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going straight to the race.
Yep, and I believe this is where I come in. So here we go, the 5 red lights for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. It's lights out, and away we go. Looks like a pretty decent start for Veyron. He gets a bit of wheel spin. Ardell's already trying to challenge into turn 1, and he is going to challenge into turn 1. Veyron trying to go around the outside. Nearly a bit of contact between the two. Ardell has the inside. Veyron's going around the outside. There's already a virtual safety car by the looks of it, because I think there's a crash already at the start. And Wingo, there is a crash, as Wingo's already lost his front wing. And ignore Ritzy, by the way, he's not here. It's already a bit of drama at the start, but Veyron taking the lead out of turn 1 into turn 2. That's the start. That's exactly the start that he would have wanted.
Yep, really good start from, or actually not, it was a fairly even start if I remember correctly. Ardell almost getting lead going into turn 1. If I can get my buttons correctly, that is the wrong button. But yeah, I guess something we can go over really quickly while we are in the VSC is the tires. So the top 3 are on medium, so they're going for the higher grip in the very beginning of the race, with the Blacks, who's now in P4, going on the hards. Solar and Bullet are mediums, and then the P7, P8 are hards. So not a lot of people are on hards, and most of them are going for the higher grip.
I think the reasoning for that might also be because of the tendency of safety cars, because if you get a safety car early, you can definitely pit onto the hards and potentially go to the end. What I find interesting, though, is that Potato and Groggy, both the Alpines, have elected to go on to the soft compounded tire, and that tire is not really a tire to go on, and, well, we're already going racing. I completely missed that. But, yeah, both Alpines already going for the mediums, as we have a bit of action further back, but also up ahead. Solar managed to get past Blacks, and Vo potentially looking for a move on Cold Carnival, but he's not able to make the move. We have a yellow flag somewhere, and that's Provera.
That was a huge crash in the background as Blacks is going for a move on Solar. I don't know if that's a safety car. It doesn't look to be. A bit of lagging here, but that's alright. The Blacks was back up before going into Esports Corner. I saw Skeppy going to the wall. I don't think he has damage. But surprisingly, no safety car after the big crash in the final parts of this lap.
Definitely is surprising considering where that car was placed. I mean, it was practically on the exit of that fast chicane. Groggy and Wingo are into the pits, by the way, so Groggy clearly with a bit of damage. Same with Wingo. Oh, what's going on here?
Bullet went on the curb a little bit, hopped the curb and nearly went into the wall, but luckily he stayed away from it. Ritzy's retired, but that's our commentator, so good stuff. Yeah, everyone finding the rhythm and getting settled in. Obviously, a little bit of action right now, but I'm not sure about the soft decision between Potato and Wingo.
I mean, Potato obviously started on those softs, and he's still going. He's managed to avoid all the wreck, so he's done exactly what he needed to. Groggy, he did start on the softs, but that has gone horribly wrong for him, and Wingo electing to be on the softs still, even after that collision before he made it to turn 1. So a bit of an interesting call there. But it has worked out for some, not so much for others.
Was that a Red Bull going into the wall? Red Bull spun around, and that's a crash. There's no front wing for Solar. He went straight into the wall right at the exit of Esports Corner. So that's a lot of debris out on the track. He goes down all the way to P12, so that ruins his strategy on the mediums. But yeah, I'm not sure what happened with Solar there, but he goes straight into the wall, so he does not have a front wing now. And no safety car.
I was expecting Ritzy to say something, but I guess he's not here. Ritzy, you there?
Oh, I'm here. I just had to get my cable because my headset died. And I invited Wingo, who crashed into the wall. And I'm pretty sure, I hope that's not why he left, but I invited him back to see if he joins.
Okay. Understandable.
Cold Carnival able to pick up P7 from his teammate who is on the less grippier tires. Skeppy's on the hards. And Skeppy going for a bit of a look there for some reason, but yeah, everyone getting into the rhythms, the whole train's going on. So yeah, the old flagged. I think that's Solar into the wall.
That's Groggy, that's gone off at turn 3. Or no, it's Potato, actually.
That's Potato.
Doesn't look like he has any front wing damage though, so he's managed to escape, but that's not what he would have wanted. Quick mention, by the way, we saw that Ron didn't do any laps in qualifying. Well, actually, he didn't do any laps in qualifying whatsoever. But it seems that his strategy has somewhat worked. He's already picked up quite a few places, and he's already back up into the points. So it's definitely worked out, and to pretty much confirm that, yes, he is here. He's just elected to not do any laps.
as Groggy, I'm pretty sure he's missing his entire front wing after a collision with the wall, so the Alpines are struggling a lot, it seems.
Yep, the patient game isn't working very well for them right now. We're back to the front. Veyron still in the lead, 5/10 ahead of Ardell. I don't think these guys are going to fight very hard. It is still very early in the race. Yellow flag again. I'm not sure who that is for.
That's for Groggy.
To counteract your point, Ardell, we know how he likes to race, and he's dumped all of his ERS trying to get into the back of Veyron. As Veyron locks up the rears and has to go wide.
Ooh. Switch of position for the lead. Ardell goes to the lead now after Veyron's mistake, so he capitalizes on that. And then no one is even closer to these two, so he will be fighting for that. Ron in the back getting his position on Vosges. I'm not sure what happened to Vosges there. I assume it's just a little overtake. But yeah, that's Ron up into P9 now. So yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty good battle between these three.
Battle for P5 going on as UF1 Sky is going for that position, and he's got it on the inside. Sky is up into P5, Bullet down to P6, and actually Bullet doesn't have a front wing, so I'm not sure what's happened to the Red Bull, but it's certainly not Red Bull's day here either, as Bullet doesn't have a front wing, and Solar's all the way down to P12.
Yeah, both the Red Bulls and the Alpines are having a terrible day as we continue to see them struggle. As there's someone around, it's Solar.
Yeah, Solar's around, and Potato went straight on at turn 3 once again, I think. So Potato was struggling on his brakes, specifically at turn 3. Solar went around at turn 1, and Ron Swanson has gone back down to P10 after Vosges re-overtook him.
Oh!
The struggles continue.
There's a huge amount of contact. Ardell's out of the race. Veyron just hit him into turn 15, and that caused Ardell to go into the wall. Veyron, I believe, no, he doesn't. He just escaped out of front wing damage, but now No Limit's in the lead. But he has front wing damage on the left-hand side, and with that, that's going to be a safety car.
Wow, as I was not able to pick that up, but drama once again here at Baku, as we expected. A huge crash from Ardell. Not sure what went on. I was not able to catch it, but now something to go over. Strategy.
Oh no, the medium runners have this in the bag. Unless there's any other safety cars, I think this is their race to benefit, and the hard runners who do have the superior strategy without safety cars are going to struggle.
The one thing that's going to hurt No Limit in this, though, he has a front wing change, so although he was in the lead, he did go into the pits, but now he is back behind Veyron due to that front wing change, so Veyron is the highest runner who has pitted in this race, and that promotes Blacks up to P1, Sky up to P2, and Skeppy up into P3. But yeah, I just caught what happened at turn 15. So Ardell, obviously, he was in front of both Veyron and Ardell. Veyron, wait, what? Hold on. No, Ardell was ahead of Veyron, and Veyron was ahead of No Limit. There we go. And they were all super congested together. Veyron broke pretty late in comparison to the Aston Martin, and Veyron, he just wasn't able to react, and he hit the back of the Aston Martin, causing the Aston Martin to go straight into the wall. And No Limit, he just simply had nowhere to go, ran into the back of either Ardell or Veyron, causing him the front wing damage. It's amazing how Veyron didn't get front wing damage, but we could definitely expect a steward's report later on.
Yep, post-race penalties are definitely a factor after the race, and anything can really happen, actually, with the order. But yeah, with the strategy all going on, a bunch of people on fresh hards now. Whether I think they should easily go to the end of the race, yes?
From this lap, I believe so. The rears are going to be a bit dodgy in the end, I believe. But we'll have to wait and see.
I guess something that we can go over with tires is at the very end with these. I assume everyone on fresh hards right now, on the 0 lap old hards, are going to go to the end of the race. I think that the top 3 right now who are going to pit for mediums, I'd also assume, are going to prevail on top. If they can keep everyone on fresh hards behind them, they're going to have superior grip at the end on the mediums, and then they can claw their way back through.
The difference in that is going to be the fact that obviously they have a little bit of tire wear in there, so they're able to warm up those hards a little bit quicker than that of fresher hards. But the difference is obviously the tire wear, especially on the rears, as Ritzy's mentioned, that's really going to play a factor. So Blacks, Sky, and Skeppy, before they come into the pits, they're going to be struggling with the rear, and that's going to allow the likes of Veyron, No Limit, Bullet to all try and capitalize on potential mistakes, and that's really going to play a factor. It's just a matter of how close they can follow to the guys in front and if they can potentially get ahead. But those top three are really going to have to work together if they want to pull any good result out of this race, unless there's another safety car.
As we see Carnival go into the pits for a wing change, and now he's on the softs. I don't believe that was his choice, and I'm pretty sure his strategy's just been ruined.
I believe that he just went into the pits to get the wing change, and then he's gonna come back and as he goes straight onto the escape road, we have a 360, got on the curb a bit, but I think he's gonna come back in and put back on the hards, as he can easily do that with Groggy being 31 seconds behind Solar.
It's a bit of a nice 360 there from Cole Carnival, by the way. It was almost similar to what Sebastian Vettel did in real life at that same exit. So, I think he learned a couple lessons there, but yeah, that didn't help Carnival, though. He did lose a position, but it's still a safety car, so he can still get something out of it. But yeah, it was very nice looking at that.
So, as we wait for the safety car to come in, should be in next lap, I assume.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to come in this lap considering how far Groggy is from the field. And if it does come in this lap, it'll be a complete surprise, and maybe we should have an investigation from Burnt Mylander of the FBI, or the FIA.
FBI? Where's that coming from?
Oh no, not
I mean,
the FBI.
we can involve the FBI.
Yeah, sue all of F1 and somehow get the FBI involved. But yeah, I expect Colt. Wait, Skype doesn't have a front wing.
That's not good. It must have happened under safety car conditions, because last I checked, he did have a front wing.
If I remember
I think he might have done that at the castle section, actually.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I was on board with Cole Carnival, and I saw a little bit of front wing damage on the right-hand side. I think Skeppy might have hit the wall into the castle section, and that's what cost him to lose his front wing. So, Alfa Romeo not having a good day with their front wings, but it looks a bit...
If I remember
This is
correctly,
gonna...
I think there was a stack up at the front, because I saw Black's, I think he got hit from behind. So I think he got hit by Sky, and then Skeppy went into the back of Sky and lost all of his front wing.
As Potato also lost his front wing and he's into pits, and now Skeppy's strategy has effectively been ruined from what he wanted to do. He could have waited until the mediums were at a place where they could go to the end, but now it doesn't seem like they're going to be able to get to the end.
So with that, that is now going to leave just two runners that haven't pitted in this race, that being Blacks and Sky, both on those hard compounded tire. But that's going to excite the likes of Veyron and No Limit, though Veyron potentially has a penalty pending at the end of this race. But No Limit is licking his lips, I would say, because he's there in P4. He's the second highest hard runner that has pitted. And if he can get past those two in front and potentially Veyron, he's looking at another P1. He's already done it twice in a row the past couple of races. He's looking pretty good to do it a third time, but all he has to do is just keep it out of the wall.
Yeah, as the top two are going to have to fight for their life to keep their positions and to be able to affect it, basically make their strategies be a lot better than what the car behind are right now.
Yep. I haven't really been eating right now. It's not great. Yeah. Kind of hard.
You really like eating during anything, don't you?
Yeah, my fault. I tried to take a bite. Alright. It's not. Okay, anyway. Cold Carnival remained on the softs for some reason. So I guess what I thought was not true.
So I think Carnival is just going to want to see how many more places he can make up, even though I'm pretty sure he's going to have to stop at least once or twice more.
Yep, maybe he can spice up some things, but now we wait for Blacks to get the race underway. Will we see a cam restart? I highly doubt it, but
I hope we don't see a cam restart, because he looks like he's going a lot faster than what cam restarts look like.
it would spice things up quite a bit. But right now we wait. Obviously these top two are still on the older hard compound tires, but I think they should be able to keep their ground. As we wait for Blacks, he is now underway. He's stacked behind, I think. Yeah, he's stacked up. Ron is waiting a bit. I have no idea what's going on right now.
Looked to be a bunch of contact at the safety car restart. Everyone just trying to jump it on the throttle and get ahead of everyone in front of them. As that is bullied into the wall at turn 2.
His car just went straight into the wall. I'm expecting another safety car, but that is absolutely just not what you want to see as a driver. Your car does not brake. And he righteously leaves the lobby, as I would presume anyone would.
Carnival has picked up another position. He is now up in P9. I think he was below P9. I don't remember correctly, but he's making good use of those soft compounded tires. Skeppy on the fresh mediums is now back up to P7. Ron P6 right now. Bit of sliding there from Ron. Here comes Skeppy. Will we have a look going into the castle section? He does not. Stays right behind our championship leader.
Ooh, it's Solar.
But Solar
Using a
will
little
have a
tap
look.
from behind.
Yeah, Solar not pulling off the move, however. So yeah, everyone getting into the train. The top 2 remaining in the lead as I expected. And yeah.
Yeah, they're doing really well.
Gap to Sky.
Yeah, he's just pulling away. He's making really good use out of those hard tires, and we'll have to see when they're on a limit can make the move, which I would expect to be on the DRS. As we have Alpine.
That's
I think he's been overtaken.
Vo went into the wall.
Oh, it is. I believe he doesn't have a front wing. No, it's gone.
No front wing for the Ferrari driver, so that's another pit stop for him. But here up in the midfield, here comes Skeppy, making a move on our championship leader, Ron Swanson. Should be a fairly easy pass down the straight. No DRS quite yet. Next lap it should be enabled, and that's Skeppy easily up in P6.
Yeah,
About the same time, Cold Carnival made a move, and actually No Limit just made the move on Veyron. So No Limit is now up into 3rd place. He got ahead of the driver that he needed to be up, and that's exactly what the McLaren would have wanted. I was about to mention that both Alfa Romeos both made an overtake down into turn 1. Cold Carnival got past Solar as well. So Alfa Romeo starting to move up a little bit in this race, but also No Limit also starting to move up as he's now going to try and close in onto the back of Sky.
Yeah, Skeppy and Carnival are making absolutely good work of their new fresh tires, with Carnival having the softest compound available, and he looks like he just wants to keep going up the field and see how many more overtakes he can get. And so the Skeppy, because he's pulling away from Ron already, 1 second gap after 1 lap, 2 laps?
Not even half a lap.
Yeah. Actually, we have a steward's report already.
Who was it on?
Yeah, it's the report that we were waiting for.
Ardell and Veyron.
Ardell and Veyron.
Yeah, it's
That's going to be a bit tasty, isn't it?
5 seconds in coming.
Stewards are gonna have a good look at the incident.
I guess we can take a good look at the clip later on after the race. But something to mention is the guys on the fresh hards, they do not want to push too hard, but right now it looks like No Limit is catching the top 2, going for that lead. He's on the barrier right now at halfway. So a bit of aggressive, you know what it is, maybe?
Well, as we see Cold Carnival go for a move on the championship leader, he gets past without DRS, absolutely using the battery, and he's well clear.
Ron just doesn't seem to have the pace right now on those hards. Obviously, he is on the same lap old hards as his teammate, as well as Veyron and Wingo, but it clearly is as if the setup maybe just isn't right for him. He just seems to be struggling, especially in the low speed, and that's hurting him quite a lot. He was up in P6, now he's down to P8, and potentially P9. Solar is closing in. But yeah, the McLaren really seeming to struggle around here.
Yeah, looks like he's playing it safe because he also has a lot of battery compared to the guys in front and behind him. So maybe he's just trying to avoid any incidents to be able to keep his championship lead.
Yep, obviously the 3 actually, the 3 freshest hards currently right now. So we're into the foul chasing down the top 2, but No Limit is getting fairly close to Sky, so I expect a move for P2 within the next couple laps. Skeppy in P6 on the mediums. I don't think he'll get to the end of the race. Bit of moves here. I think Carnival made a mistake as he drops down 2 positions. Ron and Solar capitalize on that, and now they're up into P7, P8.
Yeah, all of Carnival's hard work seems to have just gone away, but he doesn't seem to have any damage, so he can make it back up with the softer compound.
Probably just potentially a loss of traction out of turn 12, and that corner has been a bit tricky in terms of traction, and Clearly, those softs are going off, and that isn't helping him. Meanwhile, over to P3 as No Limit is looking for a move on Sky with the DRS, and it looks like he's going to clear the Haas before he makes it to turn 1. He does, and No Limit is up into P2, and Wingo is actually into the pits.
Yeah, interesting to see what his strategy is. Maybe he has wing damage, but now we see Veyron right on the back of the Haas as well. He wants to get past this guy as fast as he can. And there's the other flag.
Wait,
I don't know for who though.
Wingo was starting his drive-through.
yeah, I didn't know he had a drive-through. When did that happen?
Picked it up at the beginning of the restart, but right now Veyron is closing in more on Sky, so I expect another move for him. P2, we have No Limit as you guys just saw, he just made a move on Sky, so he looks to be catching Blacks fairly easily, not going through the middle sector. Carnival has made a move on Ron. Back up to P6 goes our only soft runner right now.
Actually just caught that. Ron had a loss of traction coming out of turn 4. I'm not sure if he just went into the throttle too early or just the rear tire is starting to slide, but once again, that McLaren really struggling, and yeah, he's lost the position because of it.
Not
Yeah,
sure.
his Carnival cuts it really close to the wall there. I'm not sure that's damage, but I'm expecting his tires to start going either this lap, next lap, or in a few laps. Because I don't think the softs are gonna last any longer than 8-10 laps.
I think that's exactly how long the softs lasted in the Tier 1 race earlier.
Yeah, I
7,
can
8
speak from
laps.
experience. Taking them from the end is not a very fun thing.
Something to mention is that the softs isn't a very commonly used race tire now in the new F1 game. Well, not really new anymore. It's been a couple months old, but yeah, so it's really rare to see a medium winger in the middle point of
Yeah,
the race.
just like as it is in real life, we rarely see any moves as someone's off.
Skeppy.
Skeppy went straight on in turn 1, I think.
Ooh, as Sky is around as well.
Also straight on.
I think Skeppy just lost it at turn 1, possibly with traction. I think that might have been the case because it didn't look like he was off at turn 1, but Sky definitely off at turn 2, and that's absolutely ruined him. I just wanted to quickly mention, by the way, despite him being on an older compound, Blacks has had some pretty good pace. He's managed to keep No Limit out of that DRS range, so Blacks has quite a bit of pace in hand. Though No Limit is slowly starting to gain. I think Blacks might have made a mistake or two, because that gap went down by about 4/10 in the past couple of corners.
Yeah, for the Mercedes, he's going to want to limit those mistakes because not only does he have no limit, Veyron is right behind, just waiting to pounce. As we have Carnival around, I believe. He doesn't have a wing, it looks like. That's a full safety car.
So we are back under 6th area back here. Quite normal scenes, but I think Carnival would now just head back onto the hards.
Yeah, so I think this completely benefits Blacks right here, right now. He can easily pit onto the mediums. I believe they're barely going to make it, but it is doable. He could benefit from the safety car.
Yeah, forgot about that. He can make it to the end.
I think
Yes.
Sky potentially would have been wishing that was way before he went straight on into turn 2. Obviously, this will benefit him, but he probably wishes that was a little bit sooner.
Blacks is into the lane.
Yeah.
I assume he's going to go on the medium tires as that should be as it goes on. But No Limit and Veyron, the freshest hard runners, are continue to stay out. Skeppy stays out as well.
Yes.
Blacks is on to the
Sky
mediums.
comes in, and Ron comes in as well.
Oh,
Surely, yeah, Carnival has to come in because his tires aren't going to make it. So does Potato. Groggy, I believe, is also coming in. We have a lot of drivers coming in for different tires. And I believe most tires, worn or new, should be able to make it to the end from here, except for the softs.
I think Carnival had to go in because he didn't have a front wing. But yeah, goes back onto the hards. Carnival, Potato onto the hards, and Groggy also onto the hards.
Yeah, as I believe there are only 2 drivers who actually have fresh tires, so it's being Sky and Blacks. Everyone else who pitted had to go on to used tires. Because that's actually a very, I would say from my perspective, that's a downside of this game, is going to get 1 set of each tire, which isn't anywhere near how real teams do it. So,
Oh! Oh, okay. We thought Blacks went
Yeah,
into the wall, but there was a
I thought
bit
that
of
too,
lag.
yeah, I was about to say.
yeah,
I
okay,
thought
we
his
were
wheel
looking at the
fell
same
off.
thing. Yeah, but no,
Yeah,
just a
what?
bit of lag.
Scared me, bro. I was dozing off
Yeah,
here.
it's good.
Telling
God
us,
damn.
we were on board with him, and he just went straight on and then lagged back as if nothing happened. Like, our hearts just kind of skipped a beat.
Yeah, especially considering he's easily in the fight for the win here. It'd be absolutely travesty if he retired. He almost pulled an Ericsson. Or not an Ericsson. Who was it? Grosjean?
Grosjean.
But Ericsson hit him obviously, so.
Yeah, quite obvious. So it would have been Wingo that hit him straight into the wall. Yeah, Black's having a bit of lag, but I think he should be fine. Sky went on. Wait, that's not a surprise. I'm like losing my brain right here. I'm kind of hungry.
When are you not hungry?
That's fine. Yeah, I don't know. We should be in next lap. The last guy right now is Vosge, P12. On the hards, obviously earlier he lost his front wing after he went straight on in esports corner. I think he went straight on. I'm not sure if he had like contact or anything. Yeah, he should be catching up to the field in a couple minutes. I don't know what I'm trying to say there.
There's something we haven't really mentioned is really the positions. Is actually, speaking of positions, that's Potato off at turn 2, and he's lost his front wing. I was just about to mention him for a second, as he was up 7 positions, but now he's down 6 positions, and he's gonna go down more because he doesn't have a front wing anymore. But yeah, I was just quickly looking at the position gains. Obviously, No Limit has gone up 2, Skeppy up 3, but the biggest gainer out of all this has been the championship leader, Ron. He started down in P14. He's up 7 positions. He's up into 7th. He may be struggling a little bit, but I mean, he's still very much there.
I don't think Ron is struggling. I think he's just playing the really patient game.
Yeah, he's playing it really safe as well. He's trying to avoid any contact, any damage, any tire wear that could possibly blow up on him on the end. Because I'm pretty sure he has to know the nature of this track.
As I think we should be getting underway in this lap, so that does not benefit Potato at all without his front wing. Both the Alpines struggling today. I think if I remember correctly, Potato said that he didn't have much confidence going into today's race. I think that's what he said. If I remember correctly. But yeah, we should be getting underway this lap. No Limit still is your leader with Veyron and P2. These guys are both on the hard compounded tires. They should be the oldest tires in grid. Looks to be, yep. Skeppy is still on his mediums with Blacks on his very fresh mediums. He should be going to the end easily. Wingo on 9-lap old hards, who's in the same boat as No Limit and Veyron. And then we have our Jamja leader in P7 with 5-lap old mediums.
Yes, we appear to have a cam safety car restart going on right here. So I'm not looking forward to the chaos that might ensue.
It's gonna get tasty. We already know it.
Oh, as he's going.
Doesn't look to be a
Never mind.
restart.
Yeah, never mind. It's the exact opposite.
Yeah, he caught Veyron napping a little bit. It's like Skeppy wants to close, but he's not going to go for the move. As we see 2 cars going side by side, Ron and Solar. Side by side into the first corner. Is someone going to get squeezed into the wall? This barely avoids it. Ron, I believe he's just trying to keep his position and make sure that he doesn't get killed.
Yep, very tame safety car restart. Everyone in a single file line right now, so not much really happened on the safety car restart. No Limit went fairly early, and I guess someone to keep an eye on right now is Blacks.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be the driver to keep your eye on because he has the freshest tire, he has the highest position on that freshest tire, and unfortunately for Skeppy, I think he is going to have to pit again because those mediums are not going to be able to go to the end. So his focus is going to be on Veyron and No Limit. He wants to be on the top step of the podium.
Tell you what though, Skeppy is looking pretty aggressive. He's looked for a couple moves into turn 3 and turn 4, so Skeppy really trying to make use of those mediums, but he's just kind of stuck where he is. And Veyron, nearly loses the car. That might give Skeppy a bit of encouragement. Are they going to go wheel to wheel through here?
Oh,
They
not
are going to
here,
go wheel to
not
wheel.
here.
Skeppy on the left-hand side, Veyron on the right. Veyron just manages to get ahead. Skeppy backed out. That would have been real risky, but no harm done.
Now this
Oh,
entices-
and that's Wingo in the wall.
Unfortunate for Wingo, but now Blacks is even closer to this battle than he was before. Skeppy really wants to get past Veyron. He thinks he has the pace, and he's showing that he has the pace to be able to pull off a move into a place that definitely should not have been overtaken.
Yep, Skeppy on the button now, right behind Veyron in his slipstream down the main straight. I think we already saw this a couple laps ago. But here comes Skeppy, right side by side with the Ferrari down the main straight. Easily should get the move done up into P2. Goes Skeppy. Not completely quite yet. Now
Ooh, he
should.
looks like he goes deep. He locks up the rear, so
Ooh.
he's gonna get contact. No, he looks like he saves the car. He doesn't go into the wall, and he avoids contact from other drivers. But now, it's gone down the field.
Very, very close to the wall. Skeppy now. He's side by side with Solar. Should be able to keep the position. Yeah, Solar got on the curb. Yeah. Ooh, that's Blacks of the P3 now on the freshest tires out there.
Yeah, Skeppy just really wanted that move. He misjudged his braking point by a little bit, and unfortunately it has ended up costing him. But yeah, this definitely benefited Blacks a lot more than any other driver. Even though the other drivers who passed Skeppy also benefited quite a lot.
Skeppy's lucky for that to not go into the wall. He was on by the rate he was going, he was going to slide into the wall, but fate was on his side, and he managed to escape. But yeah, he's lost a ton of positions, and as you said, that's definitely helped Blacks, as now he's the leading medium runner, as you mentioned, and you could just see him on the back of Veyron, getting a decent exit there out of turn 12. Obviously, he's not going to go for anything crazy like Skeppy tried to do the previous lap, but Blacks just kind of biding his time because he knows he has the grip, he definitely has the pace, but he's just keeping it calm.
Ooh, Skeppy loses the rear out of each first corner. Things go from bad to worse to the Alfa Romeo driver. This is not very good thing to see.
Yep,
As he's going urge brake. Oh, and he's into the wall again. That might be a bit of front wing damage. Actually, I don't see it. No, there is front wing damage, so it's gone even worse for Skeppy.
Yep, now we have DRS enabled. Blacks did not really close into Veyron. I don't think he was on the button. But yeah, Blacks still trying to keep it close with the top two. He should be able to easily refresh mediums with Sky behind him, who's also on the same lap old tires as Blacks. Wingo, I don't think he has damage, but he did make contact with the wall. And then Ron in P7 or P6 actually just hanging in there. And again, the patient game is paying off for him.
Yeah, considering that Ron didn't set a lap at all, and now he's being able to fight for the top 5. We have to wait and see to see if he can keep his streak of being in the top 4 alive. Skeppy goes on to the hards. Yeah, Skeppy, his races is really gone from really good to bad to worse, as he almost loses the car on the pit exit.
Yep, quite unfortunate from one of our BRL owners. Yeah, he had a great run, as he is struggling with the really cold hard tires as he just came out the pits.
Ooh, as his teammate actually going through the castle section hits the wall and is losing an end plate.
Yeah, not a good day for Alfa Romeo.
Alfa Romeo and Alpine and Red Bull, even though they're doing pretty good with the one car in P7, this has not been their day at all.
Yep, so
This is painting you, isn't it, Ritzy?
This is
We know
very
you like
painful,
Alpine and Alfa Romeo, so yeah, you're not liking this one bit.
It's not going well. As Black's closer than ever to Veyron. Veyron has a lot less battery. He has no battery whatsoever now. He has the DRS, but can Black go for a move? I think he's going to wait until the next DRS on. Yeah, he stays behind, biding his time. He knows that he can get him. He just has to wait, as Veyron doesn't get a good exit. Will he go down the inside? No, he won't.
just
So actually, look who this brought into the battle.
Surprisingly, Veyron is completely out of DRS, and it's only been what, 3 laps.
Yeah, but now he's within the DRS of no limit as well. So he's trying to stay within that DRS. You know, as soon as he loses it, he's going to make a pass by potentially not 1 but 2 cars.
Oh, huge snap from Blacks.
managed to get out of the, keep it out of the wall, but now that has cost him position to Sky, in which Sky was behind him on the same lap old mediums. So now that advantage has now gone to Sky, and Sky really looked like he wanted to get past as he nearly hits the back of Veyron. It looked like Sky wanted to try and get past Blacks at one point, as Blacks was pretty close to making a move on Veyron, but he didn't. Now, this is Sky's chance. If he has the pace and the grip, in which, by looks of it, he does, he's going to want to try and close in on Veyron now and make the move.
Yeah, it's now these two have swapped for position. We obviously know that both No Limit and Veyron are on the same boat, and on the other boat is Sky and Blacks. We have to see how one can defend and how the other can attack.
Yep, No Limit broke DRS again on Veyron, so Veyron will not have DRS, I think, unless he can gain it
he's
all
close.
back.
He's close. I think he has
think
it.
he got it. Yeah, he got. Okay, so Veyron has DRS now, but again, he does not have any DRS at all to play with. Sky, however, he has quite a bit more, but not much. He should be closing in just a tiny bit with the DRS. Black's still remaining in P4, but I don't think Sky nor Black should
Ooh!
Both
Sky!
of them
push too hard. Wow.
Both Sky and Blacks look like they lost the rear end, but it's absolutely amazing for them both to save it and not get away unscathed. But actually, Sky has now lost the DRS. Can Blacks go for a move and be the lead medium runner? So they go to the right-hand side. Ooh, he just breaks early. He doesn't want to get smashed into the wall. Is he going to go for a move here? Is he going to stay behind? He's going to be sensible and stay behind.
These two should not be fighting very hard as they're just losing more time to the top two. But wow, what a save from both of them at the
They
exit of
should
turn
be
1.
working together to try to both of them get past the hard runners, as they both should have the tire advantage. But it's just stay and battling between each other, just keeping them away from now the DRS zone of Veyron.
Oh, Skeppy's retired out of turn 1. Will that be a safety car? It looks to be.
That
It is a
another
safety car.
I think this might be the time for softs.
Oh, yeah, looks to be.
This
It
is
will be a
easily
lot
the
easier
time
than
for
tier 1.
softs.
Well,
Yeah.
No Limit. I think your lottery numbers are looking quite nice now.
So
Yeah.
now the strategy game has been completely thrown out of the window. It's going to be a drive for pure pace to see who can be the winner of this amazing battle. It's a 4-car battle, maybe even 5 if Wingo can stay with them. And Ron's just hanging on there in P6.
Yep. I was just about to say that Sky and Black should be pushing way too hard, especially now as they're trying to get to the end of the race, and then they end up doing that out of turn 1. But luckily, they don't have to push and manage their tires anymore, as I think everyone should be going with the softs.
Everyone should be coming in. There's no way you stay out.
It's not a matter of should. Everyone is going to go into the pits by the looks of it. Even some are going to double stack, especially the two McLarens. So I think this is just everyone's going to be on a set of the soft compounded tires to the end. Groggy also going in. The one thing's for sure, Cold Carnival, he only has 5 laps on those mediums. I do expect him to pit, though. Though if there's one person that this has saved, though, we haven't really mentioned it, Potato. He's been saved from this, because obviously he lost his front wing on the safety car, and now he's back amongst the pack. Actually, wait a minute, Wingo's on medium.
Yes, oh, Wingo's on mediums.
Oh, that's different.
He's only got 1 lap on them, so I mean...
I think those are his freshest tires.
Yeah, I don't think he thinks that the softs will last very long.
Considering
That
there's
would be a
only
mistake.
6 laps until the end. Yeah, we'll have to see how this plays out. I don't expect them to be able to defend against the horde of soft runners. I don't think, did Carnival beat it? I don't think he
No, he didn't.
There's also Carnival stays out as well. But
I
yeah,
fully
Wingo
expected
and
him to,
Carnival,
but I guess not.
they're both taking a huge risk. Carnival wants to be able to get points, as Potato completely missed the first corner. I don't know if he has wing damage. I hope he doesn't have wing damage, because his day and his teammates have not been good at all.
It doesn't look like he has any front wing damage, so he's managed to escape from that. I think Wingo's train of thought here is, yeah, everyone's going to be on the soft competitive tires, but I think he knows that the softs are going to degrade pretty quickly, and the mediums, they'll be able to hold up for these laps, but it's just a matter of how long they're behind the safety car. I would presume that the safety car will be in next lap. Because although Potato's quite a ways behind, he's not too far behind. But I think Wingo is thinking, I just want all-out pace throughout the end, rather than just having to conserve the tires at the end, and hopefully nothing bad happens.
Yeah, he's just hoping for the rears of everyone in front and behind for them to just slip away, which is very possible. But I don't think he's gonna see that until the last lap or the last half lap. If the safety car come out a lap or two earlier, then yeah, his strategy would have absolutely been incredible, and he could have made up a lot of positions. But we'll just have to see how this ends up playing out.
Yep. Like I don't know what's going on down and stuff, but Carnival looks like he's back into the pits. I assume we're gonna go onto softs. Groggy also into the pits.
This actually might be a bit of strategy play here from Groggy. Does he have a front wing change? No, Groggy does not have a front wing change. I think I know what Groggy's train of thought is here. Because he's going to have one lap fresher softs when he was on the softs earlier. Potato looks to be doing the same thing as well. So that might be a bit of a strategic call. So he doesn't have to worry too much about tire wear in relation to everyone in front of him. So, a bit cheeky.
Yeah, we'll have to see if both of their strategies, all three of their strategies, can pay out. Because obviously this is a big risk to pick. Yet again, we have to hope that they don't catch any wing damage, because this could absolutely throw their strategy into the shambles. As we watch Potato, he makes the corner this time. I'm very glad to see that, and yeah, I want to see him fight for the last point spots.
Yeah, safety car should be in this lap. Potato should be catching up to the field soon, but wow, that what the hell?
You good?
Nah, that scared me. Ardell's played in my laptop at full volume, so that scared me.
Oh yeah, we could hear it.
Oops.
That will definitely get settled in the steward's reports, and Veyron is probably thinking about that, and he's thinking, damn, this could have been so much better had I just not hit Ardell into turn 15, because he's definitely looking at a time penalty. There's no doubt about it, so he's going to want to try and pull a gap, but right now he is stuck behind Sky and No Limit. That's definitely not going to help him, but yeah, not exactly what Veyron wanted to do.
Stay out for another lap?
It looks to be.
I don't think it can. This is gonna be. I think we saw a really late call in Tier 1 as well, but I think it's going out for one more lap.
It's gonna be tight.
Can we start by the safety
I
car?
think we're getting one more lap maybe. It looks like it so far, and we are.
Yeah, but
Looks like someone put Michael Massey back into the head of the FIA seat.
that's not good for Wingo, as everyone's in.
Yeah, I think this extra lap has put his strategy in shambles. Unfortunately for Wingo, it was a very, very brilliant idea from him to try to just capitalize off of the tire wear soft runners. But I don't think we're going to be able to see that tire wear come into any effect here.
Yep, so looks to be this lap. We go back racing. That leaves us to 4 laps of racing.
I'll tell you one person who might be happy about this right now. It's No Limit. Because obviously, going into this race, he's currently 6 points behind the championship leader and his teammate, obviously that being Ron. And with Ron all the way down in 7th and No Limit once again leading a Grand Prix here in Tier 2, if he goes on to win this race, it'll obviously be the 3rd race win in a row for him. But with that, he will take the championship lead, so he's probably wanting the safety car to stay out later, but he knows he has the pace. All he needs to do is just time the safety car correctly and not make a mistake, and he's pretty much got it to the end.
What I am hoping to see, though, is a true cam safety car restart. That would absolutely blow the entertainment value of this race through the roof.
We would all love a bit of that, wouldn't we?
Yep.
Yeah, so No Limit, if you're hearing the stream, go until the line. Pull a Bottas full cam.
Relax. Scotty might get mad at you for saying this. But yeah, we got a bit left. So predictions: who's gonna win this race? Will we have chaos?
I think we're pretty much bound for chaos, aren't we?
I hope we have chaos. I mean, as much as I dislike seeing drivers die, it does definitely spice up the race.
Yep, so safety car is in. Again, it takes 3 laps for DRS to be enabled, so that leaves us to what? 1 lap of DRS, I think, which would be the final lap. So, no DRS for the meantime. It's all down to the tires and to your battery. So, let's see. Who will use all the battery at the first 2 laps and run out, or who will preserve it? But yeah.
Yeah, this safety car restart is going to be absolutely crucial, not just for No Limit, who's going already. This is not a cam safety car restart, but he has caught Sky napping. As Blacks is looking to capitalize from it as well, using all of his ERA, so is Veyron. Can a move be done here? He's going around the outside. It's going to be a very, very tough place to make an overtake. A little bit of tap as we have another side-by-side moment right behind him. Wingo is able to keep his position as they're still going side-by-side. Ron does not want to get any damage, does not want to retire the car. He wants to keep his place, he wants to move up, he gets a good run. He has a lot of battery, he's using a lot of battery. Keep ahead, they're going side by side. Hopefully they leave each other enough room and don't kill both of each other. It's going to be close. Oh, but Ron gets a move done. As Voj might capitalize as well up the inside. It's not a very good place to overtake. Oh, as Cold Carnival goes straight and loses his front wing.
No. No front wing for the Alfa Romeo once again.
The safety car restart has really popped off. We have seen a lot of action. Only one driver has died, and that was unfortunately the Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, quite
Pain.
pain for the Alfa Romeo fans
Pain.
for Ritzy. But surprisingly,
As
Wingo has
our
kept
pain.
himself in P5 and more pain for Ritzy.
And for Cold Carnival, obviously. And well, yeah, it's just not the way Alfa Romeo wanted this race to go. Just want to quickly say though, obviously Ron, he has been playing impatient this entire race, but his patient game is now going to go out the window, and he has already shown it. He's gone past Solar up the inside of turn 3, and he is slowly starting to gain on Wingo now. So Ron, this is his chance to potentially go for a move. Cold Carnival is into the wall further back, but yeah, Ron, he needs to do something here. His teammate and his championship rival, technically, leading this race. And Ron, currently down in 6th, so he potentially is looking for the move for 5th. He's using everybody here as he has the gain on the Williams. And on the left-hand side goes the McLaren, and it looks like it's going to be a very easy move there for Ron. And indeed it is. And Ron's moved himself up into 5th.
Yeah, the patient game no longer exists. He has 2-3 laps to do something to increase his position, as actually Blacks has lost quite a lot of time to the car ahead. Could it be wing damage, or could it be something else? We have to wait and find out.
Yeah, I don't think he has wing damage, but he did drop fairly hard from the top 3. Obviously now almost 2 seconds behind Veyron. So that won't be any DRS for him once it's enabled. But yeah, right now No Limit still remains in the lead with Sky close behind in P2. I think something that to pay attention to right now is battery game.
Yeah, right now the top 2 seem to be pretty similar on battery, and No Limit might be sweating a little bit because it looked like he had this in the bag, but Sky seems to have some pretty good pace right now on the soft compounded tire. So clearly the 5-lappers have paid off for Sky, and he's keeping into this battle, and he's dropped Veyron. So Veyron's out of it, and Veyron's kind of low on ERS in relation to everyone around him. So Sky's kind of been now this score is No Limit! No Limit to the wall!
Oh, that is even more pain.
Ooh,
The championship lead has just completely changed, and guess who's back in the top 4 once again? Ron Swanson.
the patient game.
Wow. How does he do it? How does he do it?
Once again, the
I think
patient game.
he has to have bought some sort of luck increasing machine or some sort, whatever it can be. I don't know.
Lost the rear though into turn 1, and now that's going to allow Wingo to be close onto the back of him, but Wingo not able to make a move. DRS though is available for the Williams, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to gain on the McLaren. Nope, the McLaren just simply pulls away by the looks of it on the straight. So Ron, fortunately for him, does not lose the position.
Yeah,
What he has lost
really
though
got
is
that.
quite a lot of battery. He's now on 10% compared to the 80 of the car behind, and well, the Solar behind also doesn't have much battery, but yeah, if Wingo can keep it like within a second of this sector and into the DRS, he could potentially have an overtake done. Ron gets a terrible exit out of that corner, and Wingo's able to hold on.
Yeah, Ron
You see
dropping.
Ron go down into first gear. Something you don't see every day.
Ron is dropping further and further back from Blacks. Now 2 seconds actually behind as.
Oh, as we're going side by side
What?
into the castle section. No! that,
Oh!
that was never going to work, and I'm amazed that no one retired from that.
Yep, just barely caught that on board with no limit, but back up here, Ron is dropping away from Blacks now 2.3 actually, with the Wingo right close behind, so Wingo can pull off a move here. He will have DRS, and he has so much more battery than Ron. Ron is under 10% in a little bit, he should. But yeah, Wingo now on the battery, he should have DRS as. Wow, there's actually 2 more people behind. Solar and Vosge right behind him. So will we have more moves? We have Wingo going for a move as well as Vosge going for a move on Solar. Solar blinking and Ron is blinking. And it's a turn 1. Wingo gets the move done. And Solar trying to keep the position. They are still side by side behind Ron. Will they keep it clean? They do.
Ooh,
Bit of contact. Ron's been spun around. Contact.
That was just a bit too bold there from the Red Bull. Obviously, it's the last lap, so I mean, he has to go for it, but that simply was not going to work.
Wow.
I think he just wanted to make sure he stayed ahead of Vosge, but unfortunately he had collected Ron into the braking zone, and that's not what Ron wanted to see. And I think we kind of jinxed Ron here. He's no longer in the top 4.
Yeah. That's.
Sorry.
I blame
Commentator's
Minico,
curse, I've
yeah.
done it again. Ah.
I think we can blame Minico. It's no one else's fault.
I mean,
Yeah, no,
I
that's
was
not
the one who
Minico.
mentioned it.
Shake
I
my
was
head.
the one who mentioned it. I'll
Someone's going
take.
straight on.
Ooh.
Potato.
Potato's gone straight on yet again. This is still pain. Has no limit, has no front wing. He decided not to pit.
Will we see
Better
another
watch
move
the
here
battle.
from No Limit going into the castle section? On the
We are gonna see
Alpine,
a move
what?
here. Oh, what is it? Oh, it's not very nice. As we see another car without a front wing, Groggy, can he go into a move into the castle section? I don't think he wants to. He's traumatized.
We had the no front wing battle for P9 and P for the final points paying position. As back to the front though, Sky has been able to keep the lead away from Bayron, completely dropping him out of DRS actually. But if I'm not mistaken, that's the first win for this season for Sky F1 in the Haas. Sky wins at Baku. Veyron P2, closely behind Sky. Blacks unfortunately does not grab the win, as I'd hoped. But Blacks P3, Wingo P4 on the medium compounded tires, so it did kind of pay off for him. Vosge P5, Ron P6, unfortunately after the contact with Solar. And speaking of Solar, he finishes P7. Potato, after struggling all day, maybe won't even finish P8. Here comes No Limit right across, or right before the line. No Limit finishes P8. Potato P9 after a horrific day. And then Gravy finally in P10. As we wait for
Before-
Carnival. But yeah.
What a chaotic Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Usually expect action around here, but once again, we're provided with something crazy. And Sky winning the Azerbaijan Grand Prix from 9th on the grid. Well done to the Haas. He kept his cool.
Yep. Ron picks up driver of the day. Patient game did kind of pay off, I guess, right there. But unfortunately, it was not a P4 for Ron as he'd hoped. But yeah, once again, Sky, I think that's his first win of the season, and it looks to be just like that. Yep. So, first win for the Haas driver here at Baku.
Yeah, and Veyron P2, obviously he's been able to capitalize on Ron and No Limit having their moments. He still has quite a bit of catching up to do, but let's not forget that incident that happened at the start of that race. That's definitely going to be looked at. Though, yeah, this is quite a crazy race, to put it simply. And Black's picking up P3, his second podium of the season. He's going to be pretty happy about that.
Yep, as here are the results for the Tier 2 race here at Baku. The Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Sky wins it from P9 on the grid, so pretty good race from him. Veyron P2 after getting pole. Blacks P3, Wingo P4, Vosge P5. Ron, unfortunately, once again, not P4, but he should settle in for P6. Solar P7, No Limit P8, Potato P9, and Groggy grabbing the final point in P10. So yeah, here you have it. Fairly chaotic Grand Prix, not as Baku level, I guess you can say. Realistic was definitely BRL Baku level, but yeah.
Yeah, it was quite a crazy race. We already have the drivers in here for interviews, so I think we can kick this off rather quickly. So, Ritzy, why don't we start with you taking it for Blacks for P3?
Yeah, all right. So Blacks, you were able to pull off a podium after an upset with the strategies. For most of the race, it seemed like you and Sky were split on strategies with Veyron and No Limit taking the other direction. But with the safety car, it just changed the field. How was this race for you, and how was this podium feel?
To be honest, I almost died at the second or the last safety car. I was trying to warm up the rears, and I hit the wall into right before castle. So I was just trying to like not crash, but also stay with the guys in front. And I went super slowly the last lap, and I almost lost the P3. But considering the last race, it was kind of okay, I guess.
Yeah, we saw you take the safe approach to the end of the safety car restart, and obviously it paid off because you secured yourself a podium place. Well done. Take it away, Miniko.
Well, I just have one quick question, though, for Blacks real quickly. So, going into next race, though, we have the Canadian Grand Prix. Obviously, this is your second podium of the season. Do you possibly expect to try and grab that win that seemed oh so close this time, but do you think you can try and get it next week?
I definitely could, but I don't really know because these guys are absolutely crazy on qualifying. But Canada's I've seen is one of my better tracks. Even if I don't really like it, it's gonna be difficult with the track limits because it's so easy to get a penalty. But I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, we'll definitely just have to see in a week's time. Once again, congratulations to you on your podium. With that, we are going to move to the man who finished second in the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, that being Veyron. So, Veyron, obviously you're fighting at the front pretty much this entire race, and well, you were very much in the mix for the win, and unfortunately it just hasn't come to you. But I think we have to talk about the elephant in the room. What happened at turn 15 between you and Ardell? What exactly happened there?
Well, yeah, unfortunately, I just misjudged a braking zone. I locked up and hit him from behind. I'm very sorry, and I don't try to drive dirty whatsoever. I don't want to conduct my racing business like that. I feel very bad, and that was pretty much looming over my head the entire race. I was just pretty pretty devastated for that to happen to him. Ardell absolutely does not deserve that whatsoever. He drives with respect to everyone else, and I feel bad for ending his race early.
Yeah, it was definitely very unfortunate what happened to you and Ardell, but nonetheless, though, you managed to grab a podium. I'm not sure how long that will stay. We'll just have to see come the steward reports. But nonetheless, though, once again, you're showing that you have the pace to be up there, and while grabbing second place here. Next week, we go to the Canadian Grand Prix, and, well, what do you really expect out of that? Because as Black said earlier, it's a track pretty much known for a ton of penalties, so is that really just going to be the main goal, just trying to keep it within the track limits and not gain any time penalties?
Yeah, no, that's definitely the goal. I think Canada will be a pretty good race for me.
Well, that is going to be amusing, isn't it, you saying that? So, yeah, we'll just have to see in a week's time. Ritzy or Bailey, do you have any questions for Veyron?
I don't think so. I can't think of any right now. So, yeah. But yeah, congratulations on P2, Veyron. And I guess this is my call to start it off with.
Well, what if Ritzy has a question? What
No,
about Ritzy?
Ritzy doesn't deserve any. I'm
Oh.
kidding.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
I didn't have a question, but
Yeah,
now I
exactly.
feel like I should just come up with one on the spot just to prove you wrong.
Wow.
Nah, I'll decide after. You can take it away, Bailey.
I
You were there
word.
being rude.
So Sky, Is this your first win in all of BRL?
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Yeah, wait.
Just like our very own Minico. So I guess, yeah, you can tell us about your race, starting from P9 and ultimately taking the win. Take us through your race.
Well, didn't expect to win, that's for sure. Honestly, I was just more focused on, consistency throughout the race, trying to stay clean, keep my head above water. Played the strategy game pretty well with pits. Just seemed to play in my favor and give me the win. Props to Blacks and Veyron. They fought like hell. Same with No Limit, unfortunately. He went off, and that happened. So if it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't have gotten the win, to be honest. Um, but yeah, just like it just came out of random. Not gonna lie.
Yep. Yeah, so huge congratulations to you, my friend,
Thank you.
for the win today. But obviously next week is Canada, and well, I assume you have a lot more confidence now. So looking forward to Canada.
Yeah, it's one of my stronger tracks. I like it a lot, so hopefully I'll get a good result there.
Yep. Any concerns towards the track, or anything you don't like? As I swear everyone I know hates it.
No, I genuinely love it.
That's a W. Let's go. All right. Any questions for our race winner here, boys?
No, I do not. Just congratulations on your win.
Thank you, thank
Yeah,
you.
I don't have any further questions, but that was absolutely an amazing battle, not just between you, but the other three drivers, and congratulations on being able to come out on top.
Appreciate it, bro.
And yep. With that being said, that is tier 2 at Baku. Very very fun race to watch. Yeah. With that being said, tomorrow we got ACC at a certain track I don't even know still, and at a time I still don't know that either. Um, will I be home for that? Absolutely not. But yeah, with that being said, that's tier 2, and that's the end of the Baku week for BRL. Next week we have Canada. Obviously, Realistic comes up first. Um, and yeah, hopefully we shall see you guys then. And with that being said, as Ron would do it usually, bye bye.
Bye!
H.